Welcome to the channel. I wanted to talk about shoulder holsters. I've been thinking about getting a shoulder holster earlier this year because I got tired of ripping my pants and damaging chairs. Carrying a firearm on a hip holster causes damage to clothes, belts, desk seats, car exterior paints, and whatever else that holster, the grip, and the magazine base comes in contact with. I reached out to Alien Gear Holsters in Post Falls, Idaho. I met their staff a few years back during SHOT Show, and I really liked their offering for concealed carry. They were kind enough to send me their ShapeShift Shoulder Holster. I gave them basic information as to the type of firearm I use, right-hand draw, the color I preferred. I did ask for a level 2 holster because it is the minimum retention I needed. They were kind enough to send me this for evaluation. I did have to make changes. Initially, this holster comes with a level 1 retention. It was just, the firearm is just held there by friction. I had to switch up with the provided other half of the holster, which is this part, with the thumb release. This particular holster normally sells for $148 shipped. Let me put it on for a second, okay? There's these two clips provided that go into your belt loop, your belt actually. It just goes under and clips right there. As far as the other side. And that just prevents it from sliding around. It comes with these two magazine holders with the two, that way you can have two magazines. I actually prefer just carrying one magazine because that's the minimum requirement that I have to comply with. And then the reason for that is because when I have this magazine up here, it does tend to hit my the inner side of my arm, and it does tend to rub it raw. So I just choose to carry it with one magazine. And the firearm goes right there. I've been using it for a few weeks now and took it to the range. If you intend to shoot with a shoulder holster at the range, make sure you are at the very end of the line so you are not muzzling anyone when you're not muzzling anyone when you draw. It's pretty much this action. So if you're doing this, whoever's on your left-hand side is being muzzled. So just make sure you're at the very end, you're at the leftmost side of the range when you're using a shoulder holster. That way you avoid having to muzzle anybody. Also, let the observers know in the back not to be right behind you because, you are muzzling anybody behind you. So just be careful. It's just a drawback of the shoulder holster design. I've also had the chance to use it every day for a few weeks now. It took a little bit of muscle memory muscle memory to change from having a hip holster, which is this one. I have a Blackhawk; it's my preferred holster, to the shoulder holster design for Alien Gear. Pretty much prior to using the prior to using the shoulder holster, normally I draw this way, and my support hand would be right in my chest. And I would marry my hands right there, and that's how I draw. For a shoulder design, this was easier for me, just having my my arm right next to my head and then drawing out. I have to say that I really like having the shoulder holster. I've had to, like I said, I had to change the place of my support hand when I draw, but other than that, it was an easy transition from hip to shoulder draw. A couple pros with this holster: it does conceal very well. Here I am with an overshirt. As soon as I have the overshirt on, it does hide it very well. And with it having a little higher on my ribs, it's no longer damaging like my pants, my the seat here. If I had the back of the grip normally damages the backrest of any seat I'm in. Sitting on a desk is or in a car is actually more comfortable too. Riding a motorcycle is also easier now because with the shoulder holster right here, when you bend your arms, my knife is typically here in this area. And it typically, the magazine, the end of the firearm typically hits the top of my knife, and it always makes me think that I've dropped that knife somewhere down the road. I also like the look. I also, it reminds me of Miami Vice back in the 80s. So it is a look that I really enjoy. Another thing is the design of their magazine as far as the retention goes. Here, it has this toothed gear to where I can rotate how I want the magazine to be held in place. I can have it straight out to where I'm drawing this way, or straight down, or angled down. That way I can just draw and pull down, or I can have it straight angled up to where it's closer to the firearm when I load the magazine into the magazine well. So I actually do like this. Cons with the shoulder holster. The undersides of the strap really do get warm with added fabric. It's normal to have to get it warm for it to get warm under this area because, well, there's just added fabric. In the Vegas heat, it does tend to become a problem. But with my current assignment, I'm typically on a desk, so it's not really something I have to worry about, except when I go out. It's not really for those that do not have full mobility. I have to say that this might be a problem for those with shoulder injuries because it's not quite as ergonomic as it's not quite as easy as drawing from the hip. In fact, let me show you the difference. So there versus this. So there is a little bit more extension with the shoulder. So for those that have shoulder injuries, it might not be what works for you. One thing about it, if you are uncovered, if you don't have a shirt to go over the holster, it does tend to be it's not as discreet as having the hip holster. This is such a small profile compared to this, where even the back. It's not as discreet as just having the hip holster. And the one con that I had to learn the hard way is you do have to learn new weapon retention techniques. With this one being this way, it's not quite where you just hold on and push or tilt out. This one, there's actually there's new techniques that I have to learn. Overall, I do like this holster. I have switched to it. It is something. It is more comfortable for me. I kind of wish that I did have I kind of wish that I did have a holder for my handcuffs right around here, or maybe a little higher, because I did have to switch to a bikini holder type of handcuff holder. Now that I'm using the shoulder holsters, but other than that, I've actually switched to it. It's actually something I'm comfortable now. It took a while, similar to when I first started carrying a gun in my career. It just takes a while for muscle memory to kick in. So yes, I have switched to it. I really do like the look of the holster. I really do like being able to draw this way. Just a little bit of a learning curve for me. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'll try to answer any questions you may have in the comments. Check the description for the link to Alien Gear's site right below. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.